Good evening. History can be serious. Wars, revolutions, the rise and fall of empires. But sometimes it's downright ridiculous. Imagine this, a tiny desert town in Texas where the mayor isn't a man, isn't a woman, but a goat. And not just any goat, a beer-drinking, fence-breaking, people-loving goat who served as mayor for years. Sounds like a joke? It's not. This actually happened, and the townspeople adored him. This is the true story of Clay Henry, the goat who became the most famous mayor in Texas history.
It all began in the remote borderlands of West Texas, a place called Lajitas, right on the Rio Grande River, where the desert meets the mountains and the law was flexible at best. Back in the 1980s, Lajitas was barely a town. A few dozen people, a dusty trading post, a saloon, and more tumbleweeds than humans. There wasn't even an official government. So when locals joked about electing a mayor, it wasn't politics. It was fun. It was Texas-style humor at its finest. And then came the idea that changed everything. Why not elect someone everyone loves? Someone with real character. Someone with horns. And that's when Clay Henry, a handsome white goat with a big attitude, walked right into history.
Clay Henry wasn't your average goat. He belonged to the owner of the Lajitas Trading Post and Beer Saloon, a popular stop for ranchers, tourists, and anyone passing through the desert. Clay Henry had a bad habit, or a legendary one, depending on who you ask. He loved beer. He would nudge open bottles with his teeth and slurp it like a cowboy at happy hour. Locals swore he could down a six-pack faster than most of them. And soon, he wasn't just a bar mascot, he was family. So when someone jokingly said, "We ought to make that goat the mayor," everyone laughed. Then everyone agreed. Elections were held. Ballads, posters, even campaign speeches. And when the dust settled, the results were unanimous. Clay Henry, mayor of Lajitas.
As mayor, Clay Henry's duties were unconventional. He didn't sign laws or collect taxes. He didn't give speeches. He mostly wandered around the trading post, accepting scratches, snacks, and, of course, beer. Tourists came from miles away to see him. He'd rear up on his hind legs and sip beer straight from the bottle. Kids loved him, locals adored him, and newspapers couldn't get enough. For a while, Clay Henry became a national celebrity. He even had merchandise, T-shirts, postcards, souvenirs. The town made money, visitors poured in, and everyone had a good laugh. And maybe that was the point. In a world full of politicians arguing and people dividing, a goat somehow brought everyone together. As mayor, Clay Henry's duties were unconventional. He didn't sign laws or collect taxes. He didn't give speeches. He mostly wandered around the trading post, accepting scratches, snacks, and, of course, beer. Tourists came from miles away to see him. He'd rear up on his hind legs and sip beer straight from the bottle. Kids loved him, locals adored him, and newspapers couldn't get enough. For a while, Clay Henry became a national celebrity. He even had merchandise, T-shirts, postcards, souvenirs. The town made money, visitors poured in, and everyone had a good laugh. And maybe that was the point. In a world full of politicians arguing and people dividing, a goat somehow brought everyone together.
Let me ask you this. Do you think America might actually run better if we had a few animals in office? Be honest. Drop your answer in the comments. I have a feeling Clay Henry would have done less damage than a few real mayors we've had. Of course, no mayor escaped scandal, not even a goat. Over the years, several Clay Henrys took office, descendants of the original. Each was given the same title, Mayor Clay Henry II, the Third, and so on. Some of them drank too much, literally.
One was even attacked by a rival goat trying to seize power, a real horn-to-horn political battle. But the legend never died. Every generation, a new Clay Henry would take the title, and tourists would still visit the old trading post just to see the beer-drinking mayor of Lajitas. Today, Lajitas is mostly quiet, a tourist spot with a resort and golf course. But near the old trading post, a small shrine still honors Clay Henry, the goat who made people smile when politics made them tired. In a strange way, he represented something timeless, a leader chosen not for power, but for joy. And maybe that's why people still remember him. Good evening once again, and thanks for joining this wild ride through America's strangest democracy. The story of Clay Henry, the goat mayor, reminds us that sometimes the best kind of leadership comes from laughter, not politics. If this story made you smile, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment with your favorite weird history story, and share this video so more people can meet the mayor who never lied because he couldn't talk. Because history isn't just about kings and wars. Sometimes it's about a goat who brought a dusty little town together.